Hey ladies and gentlemen, this is Alvin from Dr. Wealth, and today I want to share with you something new called the NFT or non-fungible tokens. Some of you might have heard of it before and some of you might not. So I want to take this opportunity to share with you the hottest thing in town right now. It is in the cryptocurrency space and it also got to do with the artists. Okay, so be sure to watch the video, alright? And the usual disclaimer, pause if you need to read it. Okay, what are NFTs? So I break it down into two components. I will explain the NF first, which is non-fungible. In other words, they are unique and scarce. Okay, there isn't another replicate or replica of a particular art piece that they put online or a collectible. So it's not like Bitcoins and Ethers. You can exchange, right? And every 1 unit of Bitcoin is equivalent to another unit of Bitcoin. They are fungible. But when it comes to NFTs, they are non-fungible. That means every piece of digital asset that you create is unique. There isn't a replica of it. And the second part is token. So token are not coins, okay? They don't have their own blockchain network. So they are built upon existing crypto coins or the other blockchain networks such as Ethereum, right? Ethers are the most popular tokens as in the network being used for all these NFTs, okay? And something to note is that they are also leveraging on the immutability, right? The immutability of the ledger in the blockchain to provide authenticity to the digital asset itself, okay? Just like, let's say you have a piece of painting, right, or Mona Lisa, for example. It is difficult to prove whether this is the original painting and whether you are the original owner or the rightful owner of this painting in the physical world. But when it comes to the crypto world, right, what separates the normal, digital file that you can just copy and paste, there isn't the originality of it. But in a blockchain network, there is immutability. That means whatever transaction has been done in the past cannot be amended or corrected. So there is this chain or a ledger of records that are being done. So they will be able to trace who is the ultimate owner or the latest owner of this digital asset, and that gives you a lot of authenticity, right? So that is a very important point when it comes to these NFTs. Okay, so there have been a lot of applications in digital art, collectibles, as well as in games as well. So I want to go through a handful of them, right? And you might be very surprised how much they're been sold for, and the craze on all kinds of things possible on the crypto world. So the first one I want to share is this Nyan Cat meme. Recently was bought for $590,000, right? And it could be resold in the future for all we know, right? So this guy, Chris Torres, created it in 2011, 10 years ago, and was one of the most viewed videos on YouTube. And it is just about 3 minutes video and just showing this cat with some music in the background. Living rainbows at the back of it. Okay, you can go and watch it if you have not, but it is sold for $590,000. All right, this is another one called the Hashmask. Okay, they are as of the video recording, there were 16,384 unique hash masks. Okay, they look something like that in the picture, and this is particularly the number 9939, right? And this was the highest sold for hash mask, and it was sold for 640,000 or 420 ethers at that point in time. Okay, so these hash masks are being created by a group of artists. Okay, so they've changed the mask, the eye colors, the items, the background, etc., right? So you can pick and choose which is your liking, right? Which creation is your liking, and you can actually buy it from someone else who owns this, and then you can be the new owner, right? And of course, for a very pricey amount, if you want to be the owner of some of these hash masks. And this is CryptoPunk 6965, right? It's very pixelated. Look at that. But it is probably the highest digital art that is being sold at this point in time for a whopping $1.5 million. Okay, this pixelated digital asset. Okay, it's worth $1.5 million or 800 ethers. And so far, 10,000 unique collectible characters have been created. And on average, they were trading like $10 over $1,000 USD. Okay, so this is the craze right now, right? I just don't know how much of the bubble there is. Okay, but I do believe that underlying that there is something going on for the digital artists, and being a cryptocurrency or the blockchain has that ability to really create digital assets and prove their authenticity for many years to come. And that is what I think is the value. Okay, but at the moment there are also a lot of bubble, right? I just can't separate what is real and what is the bubble, okay, in this kind of prices that we've seen so far. And this is CROSSROADS by Beeple. So Beeple is a visual artist, right? His real name is Mike Winkleman. And this is a screenshot of a 10-second animation that he did up, right? The image of that, that golden hair giant that fell on the ground is actually trying to say that it's Donald Trump, okay? And then you see the bird that's on top of it, that's Twitter, all right? So this 10-second animation was sold for $6.6 million. Okay, so correction, right? So this should be the highest price digital asset that we've seen so far, not the CryptoPunk. Okay, sorry for that error. And this is transacted for 800 ethers on Nifty, which is a marketplace for some of these digital arts. It was also making its way to Christie's, the famous auction house in the offline world, not on the online world, right, or the crypto world. Okay, and you already set the record there. All right, so we expect more of this digital art being produced and being sold on all these crypto networks for a long time to come. Okay, and moving on to collectibles, not just art pieces. So NBA Top Shot, right? That is the collectible moments. Okay, the best is basically about owning a segment of a piece of action of the NBA sports. Right, so of course there will be a lot of diehard fans, and this is LeBron James, serial number 38764 is a 12-second clip. It was sold for $200,000. Okay, so there are collectors like this that they just want to have a digital ownership right on these moments. Okay, the best parts of the NBA, and they can be sold for a lot of money. So NBA actually licensed these clips to Dapper Labs, who will administer this on the crypto network. Okay, so it has crept into collectibles like basketball as well as football, right? Okay, yeah, my favorite. And Mbappé is the currently the card that is sold for the highest in the Sorare, which is a fantasy game of soccer. And you can build your own team, you buy and sell, trade all these cards. Okay, and some are traded for in this case $73,000 or almost 50 ethers just to have this card. And it's unique, right? Because you can see there's a serial number. This is 29th of the 100 cards of Mbappé. Okay, and they also show you the transaction in the past, right? Like it was traded initially 3 months ago at about $2,200. Then that guy resold it, just 10 days ago at about $19,000. All right, that is almost 10x, okay, or 9x kind of return. And then the guy resold it at $73,000, setting the record, and that is almost a 3x, 3 plus X kind of returns, right? So you can see the resale value just keep going up higher and higher and higher, right? So I do think that this is just the initial phase, right? I do think that the momentum will continue. We'll see even crazier transaction prices from here, right? That's what I think. These are the top marketplaces, right? So if you are keen, you can actually go look at some of this marketplaces where they're selling digital art or collectibles. And currently NBA Top Shot takes the top spot, CryptoPunks is the second, and Hashmask third. Okay, so most of them, as you can see, are based on the Ethereum network, right? Leveraging on its blockchain rather than building their own kind of a blockchain, which complicates matter. All right, so it is an exciting space. All right, so I do think that it will continue to grow. Okay, so my conclusion is this: NFTs is the craze right now. There will be opportunities for early movers who figure out things faster than the others, right? Just like anything new in the market, if somebody bother to spend time to really go and study it and know more than the others and be early as well, right? That's where a lot of money can be made. Okay, but if you just want to be a follower and then you go in late in the game, I don't think it's a good idea, because the bubble have pushed up the prices to a ridiculous level, and it's a lot easier for you to lose a lot of money, right? So I don't think it's a good idea if you don't know what's going on and you are late in the game. Okay, so that makes it very risky. All right, but on the brighter side, I do see that there is some potential of new ecosystem being created. Like, we all know that artists always find very hard to make money, right? So we always have to conjure the image that artists will have to starve, right? Starve for passion. But if, let's say, this digital art can really take a new ecosystem to another level, I do think that artists would be able to use this as a way to really monetize, right? To really earn a decent living from selling art. Okay, but I also put down there at one point, right? This 80-20 principle still applies. That means that regardless whether is it a new ecosystem or existing ecosystem, right? The issue is the top 20 artists will probably get majority of the money. Okay, and we can also see it as a positive thing, in a sense that there can be another avenue, right? Which means more money can be made for the artists, right? So I really hope that, you know, our artists don't need to starve going forward. There is a new space that they can move into and make some money from there, right? So I really hope the best for them. And lastly, this also shows you that cryptocurrency is showing its potential beyond finance, right? It all started with being not trusting the fiat currency, the central bank system, a lot more rebellious in that sense, very anti-establishment. But cryptocurrency is maturing, and we can see now that it can be applied in areas like art, in areas like collectibles, right? It's not just about anti-establishment. There are some features like the immutability that create unique assets that can be a secondary market can be created for investors or collectors to buy and sell with one another. So that is something that, you know, it is encouraging, which means cryptocurrency can be applied to even more industry and sectors from here. Okay, so I do think that is an exciting space to watch. I hope that these NFTs has intrigued you to a certain extent. Okay, if you're an artist, go and find out how you can make money with your art, you know, and then for the rest, okay, I hope that this is interesting for you, and maybe you want to go and study this a little bit, right? Not so much as a speculator, but more of, right, what other use for cryptocurrency in other areas, right? You might surprise yourself with what you find. Okay, so all the best, and I will catch you the next time. Cheers.